Yeah! Yeah! That's more like a Game of Thrones, you bastard! Yes! Hi guys, welcome to No Bites, and this is going to be my spoiler review on episode 8 of season 5 of Game of Thrones. Yes, much better. This episode was definitely worth the build-up. I know we've still got a couple of episodes to go, but at least the last 20 minutes of this episode was absolutely fucking awesome. Before we get into the main part of the episode this week, I'll go through another few points and everything that I really enjoyed. Finally, we get some really good chemistry going on with Tyrion and Dany as well. We've got them, basically they start the episode and we've got basically her trying to ask Tyrion why she shouldn't just kill Jorah, Mr. Friendzone, straight away. Basically Tyrion, you know, as he always does with his really good Vine language and everything, that he's able to talk around and basically say, don't kill him, I think he's in love with you, just banish him or whatever, basically just don't kill him. And he gets banished from the city, and that's it. And from then on we see Dany and Tyrion again, basic conversations and everything, talking about the history and everything, talking about their fathers, and obviously they're both broken in different ways and they were both bad in different ways. I really enjoyed the chemistry between these two and looking forward to these two talking to each other for a good long time, and I'm really enjoying it. And she just decided to actually have him as an advisor and advising him on getting what she wants and everything. And then you get the classic line is that I won't stop the wheel, I will break the wheel. This week in Winterfell we have something short and sweet. Basically Sansa and Reek have a bit more chemistry and everything. She starts getting really angry with him, and that she's really angry because obviously he killed her brothers and everything, or so she thinks. And she basically said that if I could do what Ramsay did to you, I would do it. She hates him that much. And then he finally blurts out, I didn't kill Rickon and Bran, I killed some farmers instead, little farmer boys. And she's kind of taken back by that. She's kind of shocked. She realised that, fuck, my brothers are alive. And then she's thinking, well, where are they? You know what I mean? Where are they? And obviously then he just basically coils and goes, oh no, I'm Reek, and he's gone. And that's pretty much all we get. With Arya this week, we see her kind of pushing forward with this kind of mission of taking on a persona of another girl. She basically goes around with like an oyster cart and everything, and deals them out and all this kind of stuff. And she's basically going to assassinate that old kind of fish merchant kind of guy that takes one of the oysters from her. And it's good because it's kind of like seeing it in third person. She's explaining it to him while it's happening, and it's just a really good way they kind of put the scenes together and everything. And it's just good for fun seeing her in a different light because she's all dressed up and everything. She's acting like a different character, and it was kind of fun to see. I quite enjoyed that. It was short, but it was good. It was good fun. King's Landing, again, nothing massive, but the main thing that happened was Cersei, she's imprisoned, obviously, as we know from last week, and basically she's been told to confess, basically, from the nun and everything. She's basically, the nun's starving her, she won't confess, she just takes the food or knocks it over and just won't let her eat it. And obviously Cersei's getting more and more angry and all this kind of stuff, and saying, I will kill you and all this kind of stuff. Then she has one of her advisors come in, and basically he's explaining that the only way out is for you to confess your sins because there is no other way out, and she refuses to do that. Then the nun comes in later on with the spoon of water. She drips it all over to the floor and leaves, and then Cersei, in a ditch attempt to get some nourishment, is sucking the water off the floor. And this is it's a hellhole. These are like one of the dirtiest places you could ever imagine to be. I really enjoy seeing her in these kind of predicaments. I've never seen this before. She's always been at the top of the pile looking down, and now she's at the bottom of the pile looking up, and I'm really enjoying that because I don't like her as a character. I hate her. Castle Black, we get a bit more with Sam and Gilly as well, and she's kind of like sorting out his bruises, his cuts and everything, and she leaves. And then Ollie comes in, the little kid, and he's basically kind of angry because he's asking Sam, why has Jon teamed up with the wildlings, and why is he going to get more wildlings and bring them back? Because they killed my parents, they butchered them and ate them, blah blah blah. Basically we get a nice little thing from Sam basically saying, when you're in charge you have to do things you don't like, you have to do the right thing that will work in the long run, although it might not look good now, but it will work in the long run, and that's what Jon's trying to do. No, they don't want to exactly team up with the wildlings, but they know they have to, because if they don't, all mankind is going to be doomed. We all have to eventually team up, and he just having tried to explain that to Ollie in a way he'll understand it was good, because it's basically saying there is a reason for doing this. Jon, obviously with the wildlings and everything, he goes up and he arrives at Hardhome, and they're basically trying to explain that the only way is to join up with the Crows and obviously others as well to take on what's coming. Winter is coming, winter is almost here more or less, and it's obviously the White Walkers and the Whites and all that kind of stuff. You've got a few people that side with him Wildling Wilds and a few that don't, and then they're kind of forced into a situation where they haven't got a choice. Obviously with Thenns, he refuses to work with him, but again, they have to work together briefly in this final fight, basically. Yes, we get a fight in Game of Thrones this season, a big one. The White Walkers and the Whites and everything attack the Wildling camp. Just as they're like trying to ship off and everything, they attack the Wildling camp. It's a massive fight, loads of battles, killings, blood, death, everything. You've even got one of the White Walkers having a massive fight with Jon, knocking him all over the place. Honestly, my heart was beating the entire time, thinking, oh god, they're gonna kill him, they're gonna kill him. I felt good again. I felt like I was fearing for his life once again. He knocked him outside of the hut, and then you think, right, this is it, he's gonna go, because obviously you know with the White Walkers they can destroy swords just by touching them, because obviously of the way they're built. The only thing that stops them is dragon glass, which at this point in time Jon does not have on him. That's what he went into the hut to get. The biggest thing that really made me happy was he swung his sword and he defended it and it did not break. So that obviously means that Valyrian steel is a weakness to the White Walkers, I was just looking at the screen just going, yes! I was so happy. It was just like, oh my god. For a split second I thought to myself the sword was made of dragon glass, and then I remember obviously it's made of Valyrian steel. But I was so happy, and obviously they managed to get away, and as they're getting away, you've got the king of the White Walkers basically standing there with all the ones around him, all the Whites and the White Walkers around him, and then basically all the dead that were already killed, he just raises up his arms and they all come back to life, and that just adds to the army. It was just like the biggest middle finger to Jon and all the rest of them, because it's basically just like, you can't stop it, because you just can't stop it. Every time someone's died on your side or theirs, they just raise them back up again, and it's really, it's the first time you're thinking, oh god, this is so hopeless. It was a kick-ass episode. This fight was awesome. It's exactly what we needed. The build-up from the last few episodes was definitely worth this, and it's kind of getting to the point now where we're thinking, right, as the seasons go on, we're going to have to start teaming everybody up, and everybody's going to have to buddy up and basically say, look, if we don't all come together as a unit, this will take over and they will kill us all. And they have the capacity to do so, because we don't have a lot of Valyrian steel left, we don't have a lot of dragon glass left. We've got dragons, obviously, we've got magic and stuff, and that will develop as the series goes on, but as a whole, we need to band together, and this is the beginnings of that. It's the beginning of this, and we have to come together to defeat the White Walkers and this entire winter is coming thing. So yeah, that's what I thought of episode 8 of Game of Thrones Season 5. So let me know what you thought down below, obviously in the comments, or you can send me an email as well. Also find me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, all the social media. Just type in Nerd Bites and you'll find me somewhere. And of course, keep it nerdy.